When you are getting really mad or you're in a fight or flight response, your brain literally does not think correctly. It's almost like it gets turned off. Your prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of making good decisions, actually shuts down and gets turned off. I talk about like if it's covering it up right here, when you're getting angry or you're in a poor emotional state, the top opens up and it can't control. The thing that normally controls you is off and it can't control you. And so you have to learn this chart that I put on the thumbnail, what emotional state you're in. If you can understand this, you can master it for yourself, for watching how other people are acting, whether it's your kids. I'm a teacher. I look at my kids in the classroom, my students. If you can understand this, you will not have as many tantrums. You will not have these massive breakouts and fights or lead to hitting or screaming or yelling. You will be able to manage your emotions better and show up better. No one wants to be angry and yelling and screaming, and no one wants to hit anyone. No one wants to be sad and crying and emotional and over the top and just a mess. And no one wants to be thinking irrationally, right? We don't want to act that way, right? Our kids are, after we have a moment, you're embarrassed, you feel bad, you don't feel good about it, right? And so let's talk about this so that you can figure out how to manage your emotions and how to understand how to prevent these crazy breakout moments and be more calm, cool, and collected in your life. Let's dive in. And really quick, if you're wondering who I am, my name's Elizabeth. I'm a teacher outside the Washington, D.C. area. I was a software engineer. I studied psychology, human development, sociology. I've been working with kids and with people for over 15 years. I've done a lot of work on myself and becoming the best version of myself that I can be. And I wanted to show up as a calm, happy, peaceful person and didn't want to let emotions rule me. And so I've learned a ton about this. And so I'm going to share what's helped me in my life. I hope it helps you too. And if you're interested in mastering your money, your mindset, your habits, and your emotions along the way to create a life you love, that's what I'm all about here. Feel free to click subscribe. Okay, so the different zones. If you're in the green zone, that's great. That's where you're feeling happy, you're feeling calm, you're feeling well rested, you're energized. It's when you are showing up as your best self. You might not be over the top and like dancing and woo, like sometimes I'm like that. I love when I'm like that. I love when I just feel happy and joyful and I want to dance and feel free. But sometimes I'm feeling good, but I'm just more calm, stable here, right? And I'm not bringing the energy. That's cool. That is good. You feel in control. You feel ready. You feel happy, at ease, or at peace. That's our baseline. Okay? When we're feeling that way, raise your hand. Is it easier to handle emotions? Is it easier to be a better parent or a better mom? Is it easier to show up for your students, like my kids at school? Is it easier to maybe hold the door for someone or be nice to someone or, Yes, I act better when I'm in this zone. It's easier. And I can do a whole video on how to get to the green zone. That's why I talk about on my channel, how we can be at a green zone most of the time. That's my goal for life. I know that I want to help people and enjoy my life and have a good experience. So I have to be at the green zone to do this. And I can do a whole video on that. But the green zone. Okay. What to look out for? Yellow, right? If we have a traffic light, it means slow down. We need to notice something because it's going to turn red, right? It's going to turn red after yellow. So when you see yellow, if you start seeing someone who's feeling a little anxious, a little overwhelmed, or you notice it in yourself, okay, this is where self-awareness comes in. And in psychology, the people who are the most emotionally intelligent, the most in control of themselves, they have a high emotional intelligence and self-awareness, where they're aware. So we have to train ourselves to start noticing these emotions. So start noticing it in yourself. And if you notice it, you can catch it, right? I'm at a green state, but then, you notice that your toddler is starting to act a little funky or starting to act like this, whiny and complaining. They're starting to whine a little bit. They're not screaming or throwing a fit, but they're starting to act a little off and not in that green zone. Okay. Then after you notice, you can figure out, what do I need to do to help them? Okay. Maybe they're hungry. There's HALT. I could do a whole video on this. Never get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. That will solve most of your issues. But then get a little snack. Hey, are you hungry? Let's get a snack, right? And then they might feel better. Okay. Or you feel, oh no, I'm starting to feel anxious. I have a big week coming up. I don't have a plan. I don't have my meals prepped. I don't know what we're doing. Like you start getting overwhelmed. So I can notice, instead of freaking out, I can make a list. I can write things down. I can coordinate with my spouse to figure out what we need to do. Maybe I can go work out and go for a quick run to get those endorphins going and dopamine, those feel good neurochemicals and transmitters that help actually calm you and make you focused. You can create a plan, right? To prevent getting to the bad place. Okay. And so even if you notice this, you have to implement a tool. Okay. Even as a teacher, if I see someone who's starting to struggle, I'm not just going to like scream at them or yell at them or something. I'm going to notice and see how I can support them and see something's a little off. What can I figure out? What's going on? So we can just make that better and then we're good. And we prevented getting to the red zone. Okay. Sometimes you can't prevent it, but if you are aware, the more in tune you are with yourself and with the people around you, you're going to notice. Like even if my son or something, you can just say, I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed or something. I might be around my husband and say, hey, can I go take a second and just calm down for a second or do some of the things I needed to do? 15 minutes, we're good. I don't have a problem then. I got support because I noticed, hey, I just think I need a second. And then someone can step in. Okay. And there's things you can do if maybe you're not with someone else, etc. And I can tell you more about that, but we're just introducing the topic today. Now, the red, we want to avoid that. Okay. But once we get to the red, if someone is starting to yell or scream, or you are like, this person is not talking how they normally do, they're not sounding logical right now. Okay. That is because their brain is literally being hijacked by this flight and fight response. They're not thinking correctly. The prefrontal cortex. Remember, I said if there's like a part covering it up and helping you think rationally, it flies open when you're in this heightened emotional state. And so it's not keeping you calm. It's like opening the crazy brain. Okay. And we have to be able to shut it. So that is when, if you can tell your child, like if your child's in a horrible place, like having them go sit down, take a minute. Okay. You don't need to like hit them or spank them or be like, listen to me. Like that's not helping. Okay. If you're having a hard time, do you want someone to just come up to you as an adult and just spank you and say, be calm and be this, like just stop. That's not going to help. How would you feel if someone just did that to you as an adult? That wouldn't feel so good. But you can't handle it because when your child is feeling that way, that makes you start to feel crazy. You're like, God, like, just calm down, just stop. I can't handle this. Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, right? So you have to be able to notice, I'm starting to not think rationally right now. I am not. I need to remove myself. Hey, can I take a minute? Okay. And that's where the people you're around too need to be like, I see that. And not like, oh no, we're going to finish this conversation. No, we're going to talk about this. You're going to talk to me like that. No. Okay. So if you can notice that you're in that state and go take a minute to calm down, it will help. And people might say, no, just toughen up and stand there in this. But literally, if you are able to, you have the time, you have the space, you have the energy to do that, take a second. It's going to save you getting hurt. It's going to save you getting hurt physically, emotionally, all of those things. Take a minute, just time out, go take a second. Okay. And if your kids, especially if you have young kids, explain, tell them, hey, I think you're in the red zone. You can start explaining the zones. Like you are in the red zone and your brain literally isn't thinking normally, like because you just need a minute to calm down, or you might need a snack or something, you know? And so I know there's cases out there. And if there's cases where you're like, well, that's not going to work for me, let me know. I can help you below. But this has worked for me for 99% of people and problems. And the more I explain, the more aware I am, and the more I explain, hey, this is what's happening. Hey, do you notice that you're like, we haven't had lunch yet and you're kind of starting to get a little cranky or whatever? Or, hey, do you notice that, or I notice, oh my gosh, I'm not giving you one-on-one attention. I was looking at my phone. And so you start to miss me or to start to say certain things or whatever. Oh, maybe I should put my phone down. Hey, you really like when I just play with you and connect with you, don't you? Yes. Do you want me to just snuggle you? What do you need right now? It just unlocks this whole new world if you're willing to unlock it and be aware of it and be open enough to see it and to see it. There's also the blue zone. So this is where someone might get sad or they might be having a hard time. They're not going to necessarily have this big emotional outburst, but it is hard to deal with some of those emotions too. And so that's the other end of the spectrum. If you notice someone who's starting to feel that way, can you be there for them? Can you help them notice their feelings and say, you're feeling sad right now. It sounds like you're feeling sad right now, or you're feeling disappointed, and walking them through that. I acknowledge you. Acknowledging someone's feelings is one of the greatest gifts. Cause if you see someone who's crying or upset, you just want to be, just stop. You're okay. Just stop. Oh my gosh, I don't want my person I care about to be hurting or this, or, oh, it's not a big deal. They're crying about something stupid. Validate someone's experience. They're having that experience right now, whether you agree with it or not. And you can help them later on figuring out how to not get to that place and being like, oh my gosh, it's just a little toy. It doesn't matter. But to them, it does. And so acknowledge that must be hard, or I get it. That is sad. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. I hear you. I'm with you. Listen, be there, let them feel. And guess what? When you acknowledge that, and you show you're there for them, that actually helps them release. Their brain starts feeling calmer, and then they're able to kind of continue on and move through, and maybe you could talk, maybe you could go do something, etc. So I think a lot of people undervalue emotions in people's lives. I don't think you should just let the emotions control you. Oh no, he's getting a little scared. We got to pause everything. We got to stop. It's not like that. And I can dive more deeply into this, but it is just being aware and catching things before it happens and knowing what gets you to your green zone. How do you stay in a green zone? If you're in a green zone, you're going to be feeling good. So I always know, okay, I need to eat healthy. I need to be getting good rest. I need to do this. I need to work on my projects. I need to spend time with my family. I need to be serving. Then I feel good. Sometimes you might feel off even if you're doing those things, but you can know what are my core things that I need to do to feel my best, and then I need to do them, right? And so you're helping yourself, you're helping you have a better life experience, you're helping your kids have a better life experience, the people you interact with, you're helping your family, everyone, the whole world, and then it's a domino ripple effect. We've all been that way or seen people who are struggling or who are angry or this, and then they go take it out on someone, or they do something they regret, or they don't even know and they're not conscious. My goal is to help you be more conscious and aware so that you can actively choose and create a life you want and create how you show up and show up better and more effectively and efficiently for those that you love and care about and that matter. I hope this video was helpful. If you want an individual video on how to get to your green optimal state or how to handle the really tough moments, please let me know. Comment below. Feel free to check out more videos on emotional intelligence, being your best self. I have tons on the channel, and I want to support you in your life and on your journey. Cheering for you every step of the way. Emotions are normal. It means you're human. It actually would be unhelpful, and it could actually be really bad if you don't have emotions. If your dog died and you weren't sad, that is what's cause for concern. So don't be scared of your emotions. Know how to handle them. And I think when you can know how to handle them and you know that it's just part of life, it can help you to walk through them more easily and to tackle them and then move forward. So cheering for you on your journey. You got this. Feel free to subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. You got this.